Most websites today run on shared hosting, VPS hosting, or cloud servers. And for many projects, that is perfectly fine. But sometimes you do not want a slice of a server. You want the whole machine. That is where bare metal servers come in. A bare metal server is a physical server dedicated to one customer. It is not a virtual machine sitting on shared hardware. It is not a shared hosting account packed beside hundreds of other websites. It is the actual physical server, CPU, RAM, storage, network interface, and operating system access. Think of it this way. Shared hosting is like renting a desk in a co-working space. A VPS is like renting a private room in that same building. Bare metal is like renting the entire building. You get more control. You get more predictable access to resources. But you also take on more responsibility. Bare metal matters because it removes one major layer of sharing. On shared hosting, many users share one environment. On VPS and cloud hosting, multiple virtual machines often share the same physical host. That setup works well for flexibility and cost, but it can introduce resource contention, sometimes called the noisy neighbor problem. Bare metal avoids that at the hardware level. Your workload gets the full physical machine. That can help with high-traffic applications, large databases, private virtualization, Kubernetes clusters, GPU workloads, or compliance-sensitive systems. But here's the important part. Bare metal is not automatically better hosting. It is better only when your workload actually needs dedicated physical resources. So, how does bare metal architecture work? Bare metal architecture is easier to understand when you split the responsibility. The provider handles the physical side, the data center, power, cooling, network connection, server hardware, and hardware replacement. The customer controls what runs on top: the operating system, firewall, web server, database, monitoring, backups, and applications. That is the trade. You get control over the full stack, but you also need someone who knows how to operate the server. Bare metal can run one application directly. It can run a control panel. It can host virtual machines using Proxmox, VMware, KVM, or Hyper-V. It can also run containers and Kubernetes clusters. Modern bare metal can even be provisioned through automated workflows. For example, zero-touch provisioning can let physical servers boot, configure themselves, join a Kubernetes cluster, and attach storage with minimal manual setup. So bare metal does not always mean old-school manual server setup. In modern infrastructure, it can look much closer to cloud automation, just with dedicated physical hardware underneath. So how is bare metal different from VPS, cloud, and dedicated hosting? Shared hosting gives you the least control, but it is cheap and beginner-friendly. VPS hosting gives you a virtual slice of a server. It is more flexible than shared hosting and works well for developers, small apps, and growing websites. Cloud hosting gives you virtualized infrastructure that can scale quickly. It is often better for workloads with unpredictable traffic. Bare metal gives you the full physical server. It is stronger for workloads that need isolation, predictable performance, and custom infrastructure control. Dedicated hosting and bare metal often overlap. In many cases, both mean one physical server assigned to one customer. The difference is usually in how the service is packaged. Bare metal often emphasizes direct hardware access, while bare metal cloud adds faster provisioning, API access, and more automation. Bare metal plans can look simple at first. You see a CPU, some RAM, storage, bandwidth, and a monthly price. But the real comparison goes deeper. You need to check the processor model, storage type, RAID setup, bandwidth allowance, data center location, backup options, security add-ons, and support level. For example, a provider like Atlantic.net may present bare metal plans around dedicated hardware, security, compliance, and managed infrastructure needs. Another provider may focus more on low-cost hardware or self-managed deployments. Neither model is automatically better. They serve different buyers. The important question is, what is included in the plan? And what will your team still need to manage? A cheaper server can become expensive once you add backups, licenses, security tools, or outside sysadmin help. A higher-priced plan may make sense if it includes support or compliance features your workload actually needs. Who should use bare metal? Bare metal makes sense when dedicated hardware solves a real problem. Use it for high-traffic applications, database-heavy systems, private virtualization, Kubernetes clusters, GPU workloads, low-latency applications, or compliance-sensitive hosting. Do not use it just because it sounds powerful. Based on our years of experience in building and hosting websites, we would definitely not recommend bare metal for small business website or a new WordPress blog. Those projects are usually better served by shared VPS or even managed WordPress hosting. If you are considering bare metal hosting services, the question is not, is bare metal powerful? Instead, ask, does my workload need dedicated physical hardware and can my team manage it? Bare metal servers give you one physical machine dedicated to your workload. That can mean better isolation, more control, and more predictable performance. But it also means more setup, more maintenance, and more responsibility. So, before choosing bare metal, compare the full picture. Think hardware, bandwidth, storage, backups, support, security, management level, and total monthly cost. Then match the server to your workload. A bare metal plan should solve a specific performance, isolation, or control problem, not create extra complexity just because the specs look powerful. For more hosting guides and provider comparisons, check out our other videos on this channel or visit our website at hostscore.net.